creating simple lead generating funnels in your business. Today, I'm doing just like a quick, short, punchy episode because I have a little bit of an off the cuff episode for you guys today. Something's been in my mind, so I'm just grabbing my mic, pulling it up and hitting record and just going to talk to you a little bit today. And I want to talk a little bit about creating simple lead generating funnels and like different levels of marketing strategies that you can kind of implement in your business. Hello, sunshine, and welcome back to the Gold Biz Podcast with me, your host, Rachel Traxler. Like I said, today's going to be kind of a short, punchy, pretty to the point episode. It's just something that I've been noticing time and time over again, something I want to bring up, something I kind of want to talk about, something I see a lot of people missing and doing wrong, or something I've noticed that a lot of people coming to me are struggling with. And I'm like, okay, this is exactly what is going on and where you're kind of missing the mark. If you don't follow me on TikTok, I have been doing a little series of my journey to my next 50 inquiries. And that's where I'm kind of tracking anytime I get an inquiry, like when they're coming in, where they're coming from, if I'm converting them, like what my biggest lead generators are, and all of that, just to not only give me a good idea of where all my inquiries are coming from, but also so then I can kind of keep track and then let you guys know hey, this is working really well for me. This is something that you should try too. So it's kind of like a win-win in a sense. And something I've really noticed from there is my inquiries have been pretty good. So I started it on January 1st and it is January 23rd now, and I'm at 23 inquiries. So I have averaged at least one inquiry per day so far this year. Some days I got none, some days I got 4. And so, but it's been overall pretty consistent. And something that I have noticed, especially because where I'm sitting right now at the moment, I'm in the process of talking to a few people. And so this probably will go up as people decide to maybe potentially book their weddings with me. I'm just in limbo. So the signed contracts, actual confirmed bookings I have right now is 3 out of the 23, which puts me roughly at a 13% conversion rate, which I personally would like to see go a little higher. I anticipate that it's going to go higher, but I'm comfortable with my conversion rate being around 20%. And so I'm good with that, knowing that it's probably going to go up a little bit more. But something that I noticed was I'm getting a lot of inquiries in, but my conversion rate tends to be a little bit lower at this point because I do not have my prices on my website. And therefore, I get more inquiries in because they don't know. They want to connect with me. They want to talk. They want to see what package options I have. So if you're someone who it's I just want to get more inquiries, then maybe taking pricing off of your website is a good place for you to start. That way you can just funnel and get those inquiries in, and then you can put it in the responsibility in your hands, and it's in your court on how you want to convert them, how much belief shifting needs to happen. All of that can go into your hands now, instead of leaving it up to them if they want to inquire or not. Or on the flip side, if you don't want to get a ton of inquiries in, if you're really busy, or if you feel like the inquiries you want to get in, you only want to be really high qualified leads, therefore your conversion rate's going to be a lot higher, then maybe you can have your pricing on your website, because then the people that are going to be reaching out to you already probably know, for the most part, if they've already done their research and looked at your website, that they know your prices, that they're not thrown off. They know that that's where it's what your price range is going to be. And so that's something that maybe your conversion rate is going to be a little bit higher. So that's pretty cool. So I guess it depends on how many inquiries you want to get in. Do you want to get an influx of inquiries? Cool. Maybe take your prices off your website. Do you want to slow them down and have a higher conversion rate? Cool. Then maybe put them on your website. So that's going to change the number of inquiries, the demand, and also your conversion as well. So it just depends on where which area you're lacking in, or which area you want to improve on at the moment, that you can just make those adjustments and changes right there. Now, another thing that I see a lot of people missing, that they're I'm putting so much effort into Instagram, or I'm posting, or I don't know what to post, and then I throw up a post and then I still get crickets in my inbox. No one's actually reaching out to me, or if they do inquire, they're ghosting me. They're not reaching. They're just price shopping and all of these things. And then it kind of just leads me to not want to post on Instagram, all of these things. Something I really see a lot of people missing out is having at least three levels of marketing. So that's like different aside from lead generation strategies. So maybe that you pick 2 to 3 lead generation strategies that work really well for you. I'm interrupting my own episode to give you a quick glimpse into my signature coaching program created for established photographers wanting to double to quadruple their prices, book their highest package, and bring in inquiries consistently. This is my high-level container of go-to photographers who are making huge waves in the industry. And the biggest difference in this program is that we get a full 12 months together for deep dive transformation, weekly coaching call support, 4 coaches in the program to deep dive into specific topics, and a content retreat all included in one program. And I always say, if you can book one extra wedding from your year in the program together, you're going to see your ROI. And it's just the weekly norm wins for my students. So I'm fully confident that you're going to be able to do that and way, way more. And this is an application, phone call, and acceptance process only type of program. So if you are curious if this is the right next steps for you to just blow up your business this year, you can fill out the application at racheltraxler.com/apply or get the link in the show notes. I'll be in touch shortly after you fill it out so that we can talk through together if this is the right fit for you. I'm very honest with people and I want this to be a great fit for everyone involved. That's just my heart behind the way I do this process. And I also think that's why my students just see so much success in this program. So don't just be an information consumption overload this year. I want you to be an action taker and start implementing change into your business. So again, if this feels aligned to you, fill out the application at racheltraxler.com/apply to apply for my Passion to Profit coaching program. For example, my top lead generation right now is Google, vendor referrals, and photographer referrals. So those are the ones I'm going to put a little bit more, not more energy and effort into because those are already doing well for me, but those are the ones that I can say, okay, so if I even put even a little more, or even if I apply the different levels to those 3 strategies, that might even help me even more, like boost. And so having 3 different levels of marketing. So maybe creating like a freebie within that one lead take one lead generation strategy and then take like a freebie. How can a freebie really go to that lead generation funnel? And then maybe take like a low ticket paid offer. So maybe it's just $100 add-on album or a boudoir session add-on album. Anything like that are kind of like low ticket add-ons, or like maybe a film or an extra hour of coverage, or maybe like a little video, like things that are kind of like no-brainer, low-hanging fruit that like people can add on or get, or like something like a mini session, something like that. And then you have like that higher level of like really tapping into like those lead generation strategies. So it's like having 3 different levels of marketing per lead generation strategy is going to really help you like hit all 3 of those. But then even within those, how is your marketing then speaking to all the different buyer types within that? So take one level and one lead generation strategy. Is your messaging and your marketing speaking to all the different buyer types in that approach? So the different buyer types that I typically like go by, that you've probably heard me talk on this podcast, are the dreamer buyer, the connector buyer, and the realist buyer. The dreamer buyer, they've had you picked out since they were 16. They knew that you were their wedding photographer. The second that they were engaged, boom, you were booked. It does not matter. They want quick actionable steps, and they want that funnel and that process to book you to be as short and as simple and easy as possible. So then you want to make the booking process shorter and simple, because a lot of times I see people making this process so long and a lot goes into it when really we just really want to condense it down and make it easy. The second one is the connective buyer. This person, they might want a little bit more bingeable content. They want to see more of your content. They want to connect with you. They want to talk to you. They maybe want to see some social proof. They need a little bit more guidance. So is your content speaking to them? And then there's also the realist buyer. They need the social proof. They need the data. They need the stats. They need numbers. And so is like your content within that level of marketing speaking to them as well. So some things to think about is adding different layers of marketing to your lead generation strategies, and then also adding different copy and messaging and marketing and speaking to the different buyer types within those levels. And that's just something I see a lot of photographers missing out on. And that's something that I love helping photographers do, especially in my coaching program, to be like, this is where you're at now. This is where you're missing the mark here. You didn't add these levels to this. You're not speaking to all buyer types. This funnel isn't working. It's broken. It's not fast enough. It's too long. It's all of these things. Even just the other week too, I was helping a student. She's like, I'm not booking. This isn't working. I'm not getting inquiries. And then when I do, they're not booking with me. And I said, okay, this is why. So change this and fix this here. And let's see how this does. I kid you not, a couple hours later, she goes, Rachel, not only did I get an inquiry, finally, I booked it. And not only did I book it, I booked my highest package from it. So she's like, thank you so much for helping me fix that. Because just a couple hours, I got the inquiry, I got the booking, and it was my highest package. So that's just something I love helping photographers with. It's just creating that for them and opening up that door and making sure those different levels are applied for them. So if that's something that you're like, yes, I need this. I need help with this. This is something I want to do. I want to create predictable inquiries on a weekly basis. I want to book my highest package. I want to have multiple forms of lead generation without requiring my everyday attention and all these things. I highly encourage you just to apply to my coaching program just to see if you're a good fit. I promise you, I'm so honest with you. If you're not a good fit, I will tell you. I only want people in the program that are like truly meant to be there and are going to benefit. So it's not going to hurt you at all. All you have to do is apply at racheltraxler.com/apply. Fill out the form and we will be in touch and we can kind of talk from there. And that's something I would help you do, is just create and build out these simple lead generating funnels and lead generation strategies and all of those things. So I hope this episode was helpful, at least getting the wheels turning, get you thinking. Again, go to racheltraxler.com/apply and we can connect and talk about what that would look like for building that out for you in your business. But thank you so much for listening to this episode today. I appreciate you so much. And as always, keep shining and we'll see you next time.